We make things. We use our hands, minds, and machines to build, to fix, to improve. We're known as do-it-yourselfers, home improvement fans, fix-it fanatics, inventors. At our core, though, we're all makers. So let's jump in and make something. Hi, I'm Ron Hazelton. Welcome to the show. Chances are most of us who don't live there are really hard-pressed to fully appreciate the devastation a severe hurricane can wreak and the terrible impact it can have on one's life. A while ago, I visited a couple in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, where I spent a day building a gazebo on their dock and an evening shrimping with them on their boat in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm about to share that project with you. Then we'll see how Mother Nature obliterated all that we had built and much more. Most importantly, the couple survived, and this is a tribute to them and the many others who endured that horrific storm and their determination to rebuild. So sit back and relax. Let me do the driving as we make another house call. I was just reading an email from a couple of friends of mine who live down on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. They were directly in the path of Hurricane Katrina. They're saying here that they have lost everything. So to give you an idea of what that means to them and so many other people down in that area, I'd like to go back and start at the beginning of the story. Commercial fisherman Tim Tillman and his wife Yvonne docked their own shrimp boat in their backyard here in the town of Bay St. Louis. Now, during the shrimping season, the Tillmans sell a good part of their catch right here on this very pier. So they've asked me to help them build a gazebo where they can market their shrimp in style.
When we have customers a special order, some of them want them deheaded. Well, they have a place they can sit down too, you know, and get out of the nets while we dehead their shrimp and prepare them the way they like them, you see.
Okay. I have to admit, building a gazebo as a shrimp buyer's waiting room and a shelter from gnats is a new one for me. But before I had the chance to mull that over, the Tillmans' gazebo was being delivered from their local home improvement center. The gazebo arrives in 3 large crates. It's a kit from a company called Handy Home Products. Now, this may look intimidating, but it's relatively easy to assemble. Each piece is pre-cut to size, and pilot holes are all pre-drilled. But for you guys, first decision is, do we want this up to the edge of the deck here, or do you want to set it back a bit? What are you thinking?
Well, we thought maybe if it's set off a little bit, well, we'd still give us room to work on our boat and walk around it, too.
Around it, okay. So what do you think? Maybe back, something like this? Couple of feet, that going to give you enough?
Yeah, so that'd be fine.
Okay. That's going to push us off even more to the other side, but we can deal with that. That's no problem. All right, guys. These 10 rim sections form the perimeter of the gazebo's deck. We attach them together with 3-inch rust-resistant screws. Our 12-foot wide gazebo is going to overhang the dock by a few feet. We'll deal with that by installing some support posts later on. All right, guys, the rim's done. You can sort of think of this like the spokes of a giant wheel. These spokes are the joists on which we'll install the deck or floor of the gazebo. We'll attach one end of the joist to the rim and the other to this center block.
Give it some juice, Timmy.
Push it hard.
Go, Timmy, go.
Go, Timmy, go.
Okay, great. Okay, well, that takes care of our flooring system, guys. Now, over here, of course, where we've had the cantilever out over the edge of the deck, I've just put in some 4x4 posts, clamped them to the rim joist right here, and set everything on these concrete blocks. So this is going to be our support system over here. Okay. So we're ready to put some decking down. This does.
Okay.
If you want to, I'll just carry this over. You guys, why don't you guys come over and I'll hand it to you so you can drop it in. These are all pre-nailed, kind of pie-shaped wedges here. Okay, if you eat on each side, maybe it should just drop right into that. Each one of these sections here. That's pretty slick, huh? While Tim and Yvonne have been laying the floor sections in place, I've trimmed our support posts and am now attaching them to the rim with galvanized nuts and bolts. Last section, guys.
Last piece.
Put it in there.
There we go.
Just like a piece of pie, okay? Finally, I drop a cover over the center block
while Tim and Yvonne attach the individual floor sections to the rim and joists with screws.
Floor's done. Wall's next. Now that's going to go up, and these are in
great.
sections. These are really nice. They're lightweight. They're chamfered on the ends here, so they'll sit up here on the edge of the deck like this.
Okay.
And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be screwing these sections together on the edges right here first, work our way all the way around.
Okay.
And then we'll attach it to the deck, all right?
Okay.
Well, it looks like Tim and Yvonne have the hang of this, so I'm going to sneak off to check out Tim's latest catch.
I wonder where Ron's at. Oh, hey, Common. Look, well, now we know where he's been.
Look what I found. That's a
He's been
bag
in
of
the
oysters.
oysters.
That must be a 100-pound bag of oysters up there. And I figured I just got to try this out. Huh?
Go Ron.
Hot dog. That's a Louisiana man there.
Whoa.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah, an
You guys
official
have been making a lot
Cajun.
of progress here.
We knew we had
Yeah.
something in common.
I think we have a few things in common.
In common, yeah.
So you got all the wall sections up. This is the door frame? Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
door frame.
Yeah. Now what about this? Are we gonna have to step over this?
No, I'm just kidding. This is just temporary. This will come out once we get the frame set.
Oh, okay.
Just to keep everything together now.
Okay.
And you're gonna we'll put the other door, I think, on the other side of the dock over there.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So,
Hey, I
listen,
don't want to hold you up. I'll show
Well, I
you.
know where we can find you at now.
Yeah, over at the oysters.
At the shucking table.
Carry on, lads and lasses.
All right.
After I've had my fill from the backyard raw bar, I rejoin Tim and Yvonne and help them put up the final few wall sections.
Now we've screwed all these sections together along the edge, but what's really going to give them their strength is this piece of wood right here. It's called a gusset. It goes right across the joint here. This one happens to be cut on an angle to follow the angle of the gazebo here. And all we're going to do is we're going to lay this in place like so, and take some screws and screw it right into the top of the frame here.
With our gussets in place, we're ready to start putting the roof together. We'll actually begin our assembly on the deck.
This is the first part of the roof. These are our first two rafters right here. And like the floor down here, we're going to attach them to this center block right here. So guys, what I need you to do is lift them up so that they're a little bit further, Tim. A little bit further. Right there. That's good. Okay, let me put a screw in here. Okay, guys, we're going to come up with it, flip it over. Probably have to go under your brace there, hon.
We drive in a couple more screws and are now ready to raise the roof.
All right, now for the fun part. We got to go up on the roof. I'll hold this, guys. Why don't you get on the ladders, and I'll hand it up to you. I'm coming up.
It takes a little maneuvering between Tim and Yvonne to get our first set of rafters placed squarely on the gussets. Then we secure them in place. In all, we'll put up 8 rafters, securing each one to both the gusset and the center block.
Roof sheathing.
Here it comes.
Rafters are up.
We set these pre-cut wedge-shaped plywood sheathing panels on top of the rafters, then attach them with 6-penny galvanized nails.
Well, the sheathing's up. Time to make this watertight. This is 15-pound roofing felt. I'm going to put this on top, starting down here at the bottom first.
We staple these sheets to the plywood sheathing, overlapping each row about 6 inches. Next, Tim and Yvonne install a metal drip cap around the edge of the roof to keep water from seeping into the plywood sheathing.
Well, as the sun is sitting over the bayou, I think we should put some shingles up here. This is the starter course, Tim, right here. So we're going to flip these over, put the top side of the shingle down.
The starter course is applied face down along the entire edge of the roof.
Now, with that first shingle down, bottom side up, if you will, we're going to go back and we're going to put right on top of that the first course of shingles with the grit side up.
Well, Rome wasn't built in a day, and the same holds true for gazebos. So the next morning, Tim and I pick up where we left off, and before coffee break, the rest of our shingles are up. Next, Tim encloses the space between the roof and the wall panels with a piece of wood called a fascia board.
Yvonne,
Yes.
this is the sill. Goes right on top of the railing up here. Just sits right in like this. And if you do this one over here, just run the screws right in. Just 2 screws per sill.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and put these screens up. Now, there's a screen panel already made up for each section of the gazebo. It just sits in place like this, and it's held in place with about 6 screws.
Finally, it's time to sit down, relax, and enjoy this waterfront gazebo.
What do you think?
Great. I'm just absolutely thrilled with it.
I thought maybe coming out of a kit that it wouldn't turn out like this, but it is. It's very durable.
Nicely made, went together fast. I'm a little on the hungry side.
You hungry for shrimp?
Fresh shrimp?
You know a good place?
Well, I know a place where you can catch them, and they're very fresh. And we also have a #1 cook to cook them. And that's only but one place, and that's on our boat.
Come on.
Come on.
Can I steer?
The promise of fresh shrimp is all that's needed to get me on board.
Wow, look at this. Look at this.
As we pull away from the dock, I catch yet another view of a fine-looking addition to this Mississippi inlet. I really enjoyed the time that I spent with Tim and Yvonne. They had a wonderful life down there on the Gulf Coast, until Katrina hit. Fortunately, they survived, but that gazebo that we built together, well, it and many other things did not. By the time Hurricane Katrina slammed into the Mississippi Gulf Coast, Tim and Yvonne had taken their shrimp boat 15 miles up the Pearl River and were riding out the 150-mile-per-hour winds. Rising waters began to cover mooring lines, threatening to pull the boat underwater. The winds on the backside of the eye wall were even more furious, seeming to lift the water off the surface and hurl it sideways. When the storm finally passed, Tim and Yvonne made their way downriver and were stunned by what they saw. Finally, they reached home.
This is our neighbor's house. What's left of it? This is our yard. This is what's left of our house. At least we're alive.
While the dock where we built the gazebo is now barren, I have no doubt that one day visitors will once again sit comfortably inside another such spot while they wait for their shrimp. Every year there are 400,000 home fires in this country. 3,000 people die and 14,000 others are injured. Now, smoke alarms have saved countless lives because they give us additional time to get out in the event there is a fire. But as good as they are, they've gotten even better. To show you what I mean, I've simulated a fire starting in my basement. Within a short time, the smoke sets off the basement alarm. It's the middle of the night, however, and the family is sleeping. None of us hear the alarm 2 floors below. The smoke rolls out of the basement and up the stairwell, finally setting off the alarm on the 2nd floor landing. Now it wakes us. Precious minutes have been lost between the time the fire started in the basement and the smoke finally reached the alarm on the 2nd floor. Now that's critical time our family could have used to begin its escape. But that problem has been solved by a new generation of smoke alarms like these from First Alert that are interconnected using wireless technology. When one alarm goes off, usually the one closest to the fire, all the alarms sound.
Warning! Evacuate! Smoke in basement! Evacuate!
A voice announces the location of the first alarm and whether there is a smoke or carbon monoxide emergency. Now, I'm going to be installing 6 smoke alarms in our house, 1 in the basement, 2 on the 1st floor, and 3 on the 2nd floor where the bedrooms are. But before I actually install these, I have to enable each one to talk to the others and program a location into each smoke alarm. First, I insert batteries, then set the location by releasing the test button when I hear the room where I'll be installing the alarm.
Welcome. Press and hold test button after location is heard. Family room. Family room. Location saved.
To avoid any confusion, I label each unit with a piece of tape.
Kitchen location saved.
These smoke alarms attach like any other battery-operated type. I place the mounting ring on the ceiling, mark the hole locations, drill, insert plastic anchors, install the screws, slip on the mounting ring, tighten the screws, Then connect the alarm to the ring with a slight twist. I do the same thing in the family room, the master bedroom, our son's room, our daughter's bedroom, and finally, the basement.
I've got all 6 wireless alarms installed. Now the final thing I have to do is conduct a test, which I'll do from down here in the basement.
Testing. Warning. Evacuate. Smoke in basement. Smoke in basement. Smoke in basement. Smoke in basement.
To view today's projects again and countless more, go to HouseCallsDIY.com. Step-by-step home improvement tips when you need them.
I'm Brian Kelsey. Welcome to House Calls.
Join us as we tackle some great home projects, as well as look back at favorites from Ron Hazelton on House Calls.